Welcome back to the show, everybody. Check out these headlines. Elon Musk gets closer to the SuperApp. And what's going on with XRP Ledger and the automated market makers? Somebody roll that beautiful intro so we can find out.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow us on Twitter, YouTube, and digperspectives.com for exclusive content. Right now, $2.67 trillion market cap for crypto. The market is up 2% in the last 24, 66,900 plus for Bitcoin, 3,400 plus for Ethereum. 103.9 billion plus market cap for Tether. XRP 62 cents. We're up 0.1% on the 24-hour and 2.9 on the 7-day. Let's look at the range of price between 62 and 63 cents. Good gracious. Yeah, we're sitting at 63, so we'll keep an eye on it today. I do want to remind you, Link2, however, has the best private equity on the planet. Bar none. Look, I just bought some Ripple. Just what, it was a week ago, I think it was? Yeah, I dropped on it. You know, I got in there. They had that special going on. I said, I'm doing it. That's how you got to do it, because I know you guys don't wait for me. You guys go in there and get it, and then I'm like, hey, I'm ready to get it, and then it's sold out. That's happened. You've done that to me. Isn't that something? It's awful what you've done. Actually, now I've done it to you. So, no, we're even. Look, this is how it goes. You know, they have the best private equity in the world. There's no question about it. Click the link below. And I'm telling you right now, I know there's people out here hearing me every day about this, and they're like, man, I bet it's really hard to sign up. I bet it probably takes me long. I got to go get a bunch of paperwork and all of this. It's actually very, very easy to register. So make sure you click the link below and get started today, because it is a remarkable opportunity to be in private equity. Looking at this right now, Elon Musk inquires why Ethereum founder Vitalik Buterin left X. I think I got an idea, Elon. You may want to dig into cryptolaw.us and start digging into that video library and timeline that John Deaton's got on there that shows you what ETHgate is. Maybe that would answer some of this. Then we have this. Ethereum's got trouble. Got milk, got trouble. And now it looks like the SEC wants to go after Ethereum because it switched from proof of work to proof of stake. Let's not get lost on the understanding that they should be suing Ethereum over the ICO, but I personally believe that they don't want to do that, because then the legal team for Joseph Lubin and Ethereum Alliance would have the ability to ask for discovery from the SEC, which means we need to see all those little emails that went back and forth that expose exactly what ETHgate is. So now they're going after the proof of stake, which is really a secondary issue. And I think on that issue, they end up losing, because if you look at this, and I agree with Brad Garlinghouse here, it says CEO Brad Garlinghouse has made bold prediction about the outcome of SEC versus Ethereum battle over proof of stake, not the ICO. Brad Garlinghouse stated last Thursday the SEC picked a fight with the industry and is losing badly in courts. They're now fighting fellow regulators like the CFTC and falling behind international counterparts. At what point will the SEC realize they will lose the war against ETH just as they lost against XRP? And I agree with this, because I believe that the crypto assets themselves are not securities, just as Judge Torres has said about XRP. But obviously, these things can be packaged as securities offerings, as I believe the ICO for Ethereum was. So we'll see how this shakes out. But this is what I said a long time ago about really paying attention, that I see the SEC going after different types of technology. They went after consensus Byzantine, federated Byzantine agreement, which was Ripple, and the structure of Ripple being a company and the digital asset being separate, right? And they legally went after that particular approach to the market. And then now they're going after proof of stake. This is exactly what I have said. I had a diagram a couple years ago I was putting out. And I said, watch out, because they're going to do the same thing to NFTs, and they're going to do the same thing to DeFi and staking. Well, here we are. ladies and gentlemen. And proof of work's going to get it too at some point. You can bet your bottom dollar on it. And then here is a clip from back in the day where Greg Kidd was an early investor in PayPal, if you don't remember, and also obviously worked at the Federal Reserve and also worked at Ripple and Twitter, an investor in PayPal, Twitter, Coinbase, Ripple. Elon Musk founded PayPal. Jack Dorsey founded Twitter, also lived in Kidd's guest house, and stringed together a lot that has happened in the last few years. Watch to the end. Take a listen.
I mean, we don't even have an app that's as good as WeChat in China. And like in China, you can like live on WeChat, basically. It's like, everyone's like, like you live on WeChat, you do payments, you do everything. It's like, it's great. Basically, WeChat's kick ass. And we don't have anything like WeChat outside of China. So I was like, my idea would be like, how about if we just copy WeChat? Hey, copy them.
Buys Twitter, copies WeChat.
Yeah, pretty much. Yes.
So we are public now. We did invest as he took it private. We're very excited about he believes in vertical integration. And I think he's thinking about a super app like WeChat Pay. Remember, he started in the payments industry, PayPal. He sold his company to PayPal. He and Jack Dorsey working together, I think, could turn this into a super app. And
super app in terms of money making, but is it the super app?
No. I mean like a digital wallet. So you do all your banking there. Maybe there's something they're doing with Cash App. You do all your shopping there. You get your loans there. It's your bank branch in a pocket. I think they have a good shot. And one of the reasons, as I've watched Elon, he truly believes in vertical integration. That would be a magnificent vertical integration. And remember, he already has designed and is manufacturing the ultimate mobile device, the internet on wheels. It's called Tesla cars. He knows how to do this.
I'm betting on the new forms of wallets, new forms of messaging that go with those. So I believe like in the future, young people, and those young people get older. I'm not sure why you won't have like a super app, which is just messaging on steroids. Messaging that's also your wallet, messaging where there's bots and you can buy things you want to do. You don't really have to leave that messaging app. So instead of having like 100 apps on my phone.
This one is music, the other one is words, the other one is money.
So I'm investing in the pieces of that infrastructure. If you think about it, the things you need to get to that world is you need messaging rails, you need identity, because you got to do it compliantly. You need a ledger to keep track of everything. You need a wallet to get access to the money. And because we still live in a card-based world, you need cards. In other markets, you need QR codes. So anybody who's building those pieces, those are the picks and shovels of the next world that I'm expecting to live in. And so I'm investing in picks and shovels.
You know, I have this like tech investment fund with Guy Osiri, right?
Yes.
It's called Sound Ventures, and we invest in high-tech companies, right?
Right.
So, Guy's here.
Those of you who don't know, Guy is a very close friend of mine who just happens to manage Madonna and U2 and Amy Schumer and everybody in the world. And cool guy, great guy, smart guy, and they're business partners.
So he's got a side gig working with me.
Yes, yes.
Right? And so we do this thing called Sound Ventures. We invest in tech companies. And so we found this very interesting tech company called Ripple that we're going to invest in, right?
You can see how connected he is. It's all right there, right? You just can't make it up. Scooter Braun, Guy Osiri, right? You name it. Jack Dorsey, Elon, Greg Kidd. The ties are incredible. Which brings us to this. Elon put this out early this morning. The circle will be complete. Does that mean Circle and USDC coin is already tied into the Everything app, which is X, the next WeChat? Things are moving much quicker than we realize. I believe this. Then understand that the XRP Ledger Automated Market Maker officially went live just 3 days ago. And now we did have 2 issues. One was being aware of what single-sided deposits can do to liquidity pools, which damage one side of the asset in the pool if you're not careful. And then there was a discrepancy found just a day or 2 ago with some of the automated market makers, which is not the same thing as single-sided deposits. So they're working to sort those out. And to be clear, they were not a discrepancy with all of them. There was only a discrepancy with a few of them. So they're working diligently to straighten out those minor issues. But take a look at this, because it's been a resounding success. Over 1,000 liquidity pools emerge on the XRP Ledger. That's how quick this is coming together. So brace yourself, ladies and gentlemen, because this is going to come together very quickly, regardless of the little details that got to be corrected or sorted out. And then I want you to imagine what happens after we get this case truly over and resolved in Ripple and XRP's favor. And then clarity that allows the institutions to begin to use it at scale and at mass. The demand will be ridiculous. The size of the liquidity pools will be massive. Let's take a listen here. Why do you think the XRP Ledger is really, almost made for DeFi in a way? Its throughput makes it a really good candidate for that. XRP is the bridge. Listen to Jazzy Cooper here from Ripple.
The XRP Ledger is really, almost made for DeFi in a way, because I think the throughput and different things make it a really good candidate for that. I don't know if you want to kind of speak on some of the, principles of the ledger that allow that to be successful.
Yeah, that's a great point. So, the XRP Ledger is not Turing complete, right? It's not intended to be able to build whatever application that a developer can think of. And that's the reason why we are looking into adding an EVM sidechain. But what it is built for, purpose-built, from the ground up, is payments and value transfer. So it is incredibly fast, incredibly cheap for anything payments and value transfer. As I mentioned, it has the native order book DEX, which has a lot of sort of neat capabilities built right into it in terms of price optimization. And all of this happens for a fraction of a penny. So that's really our vision and our hope as we start to partner up with different interoperability players to really make the XRP Ledger a hub for value transfer, so that it doesn't matter if you're transacting on Polygon trying to buy an NFT, or you're doing some advanced DeFi strategy on Ethereum. At the end of the day, if you want to swap token A for token B using the right cross-chain infrastructure, that'll execute on XRPL mainnet and land.
And there you have it.
And back in your wallet without you ever leaving the chain that you're on, and executing at the fastest speed and lowest price anywhere in blockchain. So that's a vision we're really excited about.
And that's why it'll be a multi-chain world after all. It's a multi-chain world after all. It's a multi-chain world after all. Because the more ledgers and chains that you can get plugged into, whether they're legacy chains or whether they're distributed ledger technology chains, the more chains you can plug into that decentralized exchange on the XRP Ledger, the more you can make markets. That's what it's for. So that's the beautiful upside to all of this. Now let's take a look at this here. XRP is the one crypto asset that cannot be named. Larry Fink of BlackRock. Take a listen.
So, and when you think about all the people who send money, they may work in one country, send money back home. They generally do that through organizations that charge 5 to 10%. Yeah. There is a need, whether it's a Libra or something else, to democratize the exchange of foreign currencies.
And using as a medium of exchange, using things like Ripple's XRP, for example.
An idea that's been around, it's widely associated with Ripple, but it's not only associated with Ripple, is this simple chart. What if I move fiat to crypto and crypto to fiat? Is this called a bridge crypto or bridge currency?
So you're talking about Larry Fink from BlackRock,
Can you answer?
right? You're talking about the head CEO of Standard Chartered that you just heard from, and then you're talking about the current SEC chair, Gary Gensler. They all understand exactly what XRP's role is to be. That's why I believe this case is as much an audit and vetted process, just like it was for Microsoft when SEC sued Microsoft, Tesla, and Amazon, now suing Ripple. Now, here's why tomorrow, March 26th, will be a pivotal moment for Ripple and XRP because of the filings in the case. Remember, we've seen motion. Let's talk about what's going on here. The SEC has already submitted its opening remedies related briefing along with supporting documentation, albeit under seal to the court. And this is after a joint sealing agreement has been reached between Ripple and the SEC. This step is a significant progression in the protracted legal dispute with the span several years. As we know, shout out to Jim Filan for breaking this information for everybody. And it says here, it's crucial to understand the nature and significance of an opening remedies-related brief. This document represents a foundational element in litigation process. Essentially, opening the remedies-related brief is the initial submission by a party, in this instance, the SEC, outlining specific legal and financial remedies it seeks from the court against the opposing party, Ripple Labs. The amount of remedies the SEC is demanding is eagerly awaited. In particular, it's interesting to see how much the SEC demands for the institutional sales after the start of the legal dispute. And as we know, there's going to be a dispute over those contracts about institutional sales. Now, with that being said, let's take a look at what we have here. So just a few days ago, Ripple Labs SEC presented a detailed schedule for remedies phase, the Southern District Court of New York, and there are quite a bit of dates here. So March 22nd of this year, they're all of this year. SEC filed its remedies brief, as we know, just a few days ago. Today, a meeting between the SEC and Ripple to discuss and finalize the necessary redactions is happening day before we see the public files, right? And then on the 26th tomorrow, the SEC's deadline to file a public redacted version of its opening brief. And then April 22nd, Ripple's deadline to file its opposition brief. And April 23rd, 24th, a planned meeting to finalize redactions for Ripple's documents. If necessary, will file a public redacted version of its opposition brief. May 8th, the SEC's deadline for the public submission of its reply brief, provided the timeline offers clarity on the immediate procedural steps. Despite the clarity remains, it talks about price here now, which we cover heavily with other technical analysts that we trust on the channel. And that's where we're going to leave it for today. But this is what I want to tell you, is that things are moving very quickly. We have to watch this because there's a lot happening between now and end of April in this case. And keep your head on a swivel because you can't rule out the idea of a settlement as well. All right, look, that's going to do it for me. Today is a quick day. We're working hard. We got a lot going on behind the scenes today, so I'm not going to be able to do a Freedom Zone content today, but I do want to encourage all of you. Is a great way to support the channel, and we are having incredible conversations inside of here. And I tell you something, you know, again, I am super grateful for everybody that helps support the channel for almost next to nothing. It means a lot here, and Mrs. Backup and I certainly appreciate it, so we hope you will do the same. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. Come on in.